Good morning, Georgia First. Going to wait a few minutes to see till 9 o'clock, and then we're going to get rolling with our MAC meeting. So welcome. I'm excited. I recognize all of you. Yay! Oh, and we have some more luminaries joining us. We've got about another minute. Okay, 9 o'clock. Good morning, Georgia First. I'm so excited that you're here with us at Symposium. Welcome to our virtual symposium. As some of you may recall, we did this back in 2020 and possibly 21, but this is a new platform, so you are explorers with us. And so as the first session of the day, we're journeying together. So my name is Lisa Hatch, and I am your FRC team liaison. And so I am the bridge between your team and Georgia First and Big First. So any needs that you may have, any questions, comments, whatever, come to me. If I can't figure it out or if I don't have the answer, I can run it up the chain and get you those answers directly. My background, real quick, is I started a robotics team at our high school when my son, who found his calling in middle school, there was no team for him to join at the high school level. So I went to the school and I said, I'd like to start a team. Eventually, we morphed from a high school team into a community team. And along the way, I've also started FTC team and been the coach of a number of FLL teams. So I have a pretty extensive background to help serve you guys. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to start our MAC meeting. Okay, so again, welcome. We're going to be talking about this season's rebuild, and I want you to look at this real quick, and we're going to come back to this because I started studying this, and I was like, this is interesting. Okay, so you may have watched the welcome session earlier, and you would have seen that we have two new directors. We've got Beth Culp, Director of Operations, Deborah Cox, our Director of Strategy and Development. And you can read all of the things that each of these two incredible, talented women do here. And I'm everything else. So come to me first, and I can help with your team things. One small thing that I wanted to let you know that this is not a traditional PowerPoint where there's just a couple words and some pretty pictures. I wanted this to be a takeaway so that after I finish talking, that you can have this PowerPoint and have all of the different links and resources that we've talked about. So there's going to be a lot of words. For those of you who are new to FIRST, this is going to be a little bit of a fire hose, but again, the recording will be available and I will make this PowerPoint available to you. So first, as any of y'all know whose teams have presented for awards or have had students who've been interviewed for Dean's List, one of the questions that they ask is, what does FIRST stand for? And I think that this is good to kind of have a reminder about this. So it's for the inspiration and recognition of science and technology. And it's just so much more than a robot. And I know you guys know this, but I'm really passionate about it's just more than a robot. So what drives first? We're going to talk about the inspiration part in a little bit. So part of the ethos of FIRST, and we're going over this for people who may need a refresher or don't remember right off the bat. And I think I closed my PowerPoint. I'm sorry. Gracious professionalism. So Woody Flowers was an incredible human. He passed away in 2019, and he is sorely missed. So he was kind of the heart of FIRST. So gracious professionalism, and I know you can read this, but the best example I can give of gracious professionalism is kind of what it is not. So if you think back to like Little League or any sports teams, high school teams, whatever, and there's booing from the stands or people yelling at the referees or just not behaving very nicely. We do not do that in FIRST. Period, full stop. We are gracious, we are professional, we understand that there's competition, but you can be respectful about it. Knowledge, competition, empathy are comfortably blended. And Woody has a link, so you can go visit Woody if you're new to him and see some of his videos. The other concept is cooperation. And I know you'll hear this a lot, but it's cooperation and competition. And again, it's helping you if you are at a qualifier and there's a team on the field who's just not doing well, and you beat them, yeah, you beat them, you won, but wouldn't it have been better to meet each other as equals on the field? So raising everybody else up so that you're competing at a level playing field and help and cooperate with each other while you're competing. So we're going to begin with the end in mind, and I really thank all of y'all for being here. Um, I can't remember how many times I've done this before, but I've decided to flip it on its head. So we're going to begin with the end in mind. And I was feeling a little bit goofy when I was making this slideshow. So thank you for bearing with me. We're going to begin with the end in mind. And the end is our events. Like, we're here to build robots. We're here to, compete for awards. So we're going to start with the events, and then we're going to kind of back into that. So your registration fee this year is $6,300, and you get 2 qualifying events. And here in Georgia, we have 5 different events for you to choose from. And the way that you will get to pick which 2 of those events are is something called event preferencing. And we're going to talk about that in depth in just a second. So your registration fee also gets you a kit of parts. And there's 2 pieces to that. There's a virtual component and a physical component. And again, we'll roll into that in just a second. Not to take away from our qualifiers, because that's how you get to this next level, but our Peachtree District Championship, sometimes referred to as state. If you are planning ahead, which I hope that you are, I hope everyone has the goal and aspiration to make it to district champs. If you do, please keep it in mind that registration fee is $4,000. And hey, dream big. Worlds is $5,750. As always, teams, coaches, mentors, if you are struggling to get your registration fee under your belt in your bank account, please reach out to me. There may be some ways that we can help or find you additional resources, but if you don't let me know, we can't help you. So please reach out, send me an email. Again, my email's at the very beginning of the slideshow under my name. Just reach out, let me know how we can help you. Okay, the promised event preferencing. So you're going to have two chances to pick which two events you want to go to. So round one opens in about two weeks, and you have a whole week to go in and choose what events you would like to attend. And there's the breadcrumb trail of where to go find these places to pick your event preferencing. But I'd like you to please go ahead and list your top 3 events that you would like to attend. Like, I really, really, really want to go to Gwinnett. That's my first choice. My second choice is Albany. My third choice is Columbus. Put your preferences in. So one thing I do want to let you know is that everybody in the world is going to be trying to get in there at noon on Thursday, the 23rd. The server will probably crash. You probably won't be able to get in. Take a deep breath. You've got a week to get it in. Come back after dinner, go have coffee, something. You've got a week to get it in. Don't feel like that you need to, be right there at noon. It doesn't matter. So teams are put into event preferencing with a lottery system, and it doesn't matter when you sign up or when you put your preferences in. There's no benefit. So take a deep breath, put it in, and just at your convenience, you've got a week. You should find out, so it closes on Thursday, October 2nd, which is load-in day for grits, for those of you who are competing at grits. So just keep that in mind. You will probably find out on Friday, the 3rd, what event you have gotten for your event preferencing for your first event. The same thing will happen for your second event. Will happen round 2, opens like a couple weeks later on October 16th. Again, server business, have coffee, go get dinner, come back. Your second event, you will find out probably on Friday. We have very little wiggle room to move people around after they've been put into their events. So if there's like some sort of a deal breaker going on for you, oh my goodness, I did not get this event and we cannot attend anything else. Again, please reach out to me and we'll see what we can do to make things work for everybody. One thing I did forget to say is if you do have questions, there is a Q&A down at the bottom that you can put questions in, and we'll get to your questions at the end. Okay, our event schedule. I'm hoping that you all have seen this because you read your Peach Press and you're keyed in. So we have 5 district qualifiers for you to choose from. And I want you to take note of the order of the qualifiers because it's been shaken up this year. Week 1 is Dalton, 2 is Gwinnett, Columbus is 3rd, Albany's 4th, and Gainesville is 5th. So one thing I want you to look at, and it's listed under district championship, check your spring break dates. So some counties in the state, their week 5, that's when their spring break is. So Gainesville may or may not be an option for you, again, depending on when your spring break is. For district championship, it's going to be at Mercer again, and the majority of the state is during this week, and Easter's the 5th. So please go ahead and talk to your students, talk to your parents and say, hey, if we make champs, are you available? If not, then you need to, if any students are in key roles, you will need to have an understudy for them or a backup if they won't be able to be at champs. But just let everybody know now. So, if they haven't scheduled a vacation for that time or some event, that maybe they choose to put it off a little bit. So communication is key. Then something else that's different with the schedule that I wanted to bring to your attention is there's a 2-week break in between district champs and first world champs. Usually it's like a crazy week that you've got to literally just start throwing stuff on a truck and, digging in the seat cushions for money. You're still going to have to quickly come up with the cash, but you've got 2 weeks to at least pack your truck and all your things. So there's 2 weeks in between that. The last thing I want to point out about this slide is that Gwinnett this year is our only Friday, Saturday, Sunday competition. All of the rest are Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And for those of you who are new to the process, the first day of the week listed, that's an optional load-in day. So you can come the night before with your team, with your robot, with your pit, drop everything off, get set up, start the inspection process, and then calmly arrive the next morning at 8 o'clock when the doors open and start working. Finances, travel, logistics, like so many things can impact that. If you can't come till the what we call day one, which is the second day of the week on this list, no problem. Doors open at 8. You're just going to load everything in and start your process at that time. Okay. I was channeling talking heads. Um, and you may ask yourself, well, how do I get here? Sorry, by being event ready. So this is key, being event ready. So, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so excited. When I first made this slide, I had like 20 of our teams as not being event ready. Y'all have just knocked it out of the park. We're only down to 10 teams who are not event ready. So I will show you where to go look to see if you are event ready or not. But open your dashboard. What does it take to be event ready? So lead coach 1 and lead coach 2, both of them need to have the signed 2026 consent and release form. It's digital and has a current YPP. So what I have seen is that a lot of the YPPs have expired for some teams, or some teams are still looking for that coach number 2. Get them on as soon as possible because you cannot submit your event preferences without being event ready. And trust me, it will be insane trying to get those background checks done in that week that you have to get your first event picked. So please, please be proactive. Start now, get that taken care of. And there needs to be 2 adults. So event ready also means you've got full access to your dashboard. You can start adding those team members. You can do your event preferences, kickoffs, grants, regrants, all the things. So please, this is super important. Okay, how do I get event ready? So in dashboard, you're going to look at your status and you're going to, have your other coaches back and you're going to check them and see if they are event ready or not. There'll be little unhappy red marks under things to do, and so that you'll know. Where to go find these things if you need to do your youth protection screening. In the top right corner, under the drop down, acknowledgement forms, that's consent and release, and then youth protection screening. And so that's the background check, just like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. There's a background check. It is free. They will ask you if you wish to pay for it. You can if you wish to, but you do not have to. It is free. If you're still looking for your second coach and you're part of a school, go talk to your principal, go talk to your administration. Remember that FIRST is more than robots. So the teacher who's maybe in charge of FBLA, or the graphic design teacher, or the language arts teacher, all of those people can contribute to your team. You can also see if you can find a trusted parent A lot of times, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, and your talented students have talented parents. So the Youth Protection Program, I'll touch really quickly on this because it's one of the key elements for you to be able to get event ready. And it's also one of the important things about the administration part of your team. So anybody who works with your students, that's an adult or a coach or a mentor, really should have a background check, especially if you want to have them on your list of mentors on your roster that you turn in at competition. So they need to have that happy little green check mark. There's no cost for the background check. There's video training, and two mentors at all times protects the students and you. So there's video training that you can do and that you can review with your students as well, just so that everyone knows, hey, these are the guidelines, these are the ropes that we need to stay within. Okay, lots of words. Do not freak out. This is just all resources for you. I do want to draw attention to the first two things. So Big First has done an amazing job stepping it up with their communications. So they have a blog, and they will post important things that you really, really need to know in this blog. So the link to the blog is there. You can subscribe here so that when the blog does drop, you get an email and you know to go check. Then the other thing, if you are not signed up for the first team email blasts, again, very important information. Subscribe at this link for FRC. They'll give you a whole bunch of options. Crucial information. They'll tell you about rule changes. They'll tell you about grant availability. They'll give helpful tips. Just please sign up for those. And then all of you guys should be on the list for the Peach Press. So the first two things that I mentioned, the blog and the team blasts, those are from Big First. Information regarding Georgia items are in the Peach Press. And you can sign up if you click that link down on the bottom. It will send you right to the sign up form. One additional thing is that if you are a coach or a mentor, I have a way of flagging who you are in the email system, and I need to know if you're a coach or a mentor. So once you sign up for the Peach Press, if you could please shoot me an email and go, hey, I'm Susie Q and I'm a new coach. I've signed myself up for Peach Press. Let me know these things so that I can go back in and flag you so that specific things that you need as a coach get to you. Okay, I am event ready. Now what? Now you need to start getting those students onto your team. Remember, unless you're event ready, you can't start registering your team members. Again, lots of words. Bottom line is it's registration for students and other mentors is online this year only. It needs to be done in the first dashboard, and you can generate a QR code. And there's express enrollment, and if you click that link, it will tell you exactly how to do it. And the parents and guardians need to be the ones to sign the students up for the team. I can't tell you what to do, but I wouldn't waste my time giving the kids this thing because the kids can't sign themselves up. It has to be the parent or guardian. So get the QR code in front of them somehow. Print it out, post it in your build space. When parents come and pick up their student, have them shoot the QR code and register, or have a laptop set up so that folks can just do it right then and there while you're sitting with them. Okay, member registration. This is why this is so important. And we were talking about that happy green check mark. So anybody participating at competition, this includes grits. You have to be registered for the team digitally in the first dashboard, and the name has to be printed on that first roster, and the green check mark needs to show up. If you're an adult, if the adult is the person, it has to have the youth screening protection verified check mark. This is what I want to stress to you guys. So any participants without the green check will have to sit in the stands until the forms are complete. And It doesn't matter if this is your lead programmer, if this is your lead driver, it doesn't matter. If they don't have the consent and release form done, they will be sitting in the stands. And that is just, it's heartbreaking and it's stressful. So it's a lot on you, but please keep on those parents to get these forms done and start now, because you've got until grits or February to get this underway. So part of what pit admin needs is you need a printed paper copy of your team roster. And this little square down at the bottom tells you where to go find that, how to print the team roster. And unfortunately, we can't print that for you at competition. Some teams say, oh, we're bringing a printer. Do not depend on that. Depend on yourself. Bring the team roster with you. Otherwise, and we've had this happen, people are running to Home Depot, or not Home Depot, they're running to Home Depot, but they're also running to Office Depot to print the roster, or back to their hotel to use the business center. So I'm trying to save you some heartache here. So just remember this, pass them out like, cookies to your other coaches, and everyone has one so that nobody forgets it. Okay, so please make a note of it. We have some important dates coming up that we need to be aware of. So most of this is taken from the Big First calendar, which can be found here. I am visual, so I gave you the link to the calendar by month because those little lines mean nothing to me. So now, like opening on the day that 2 days before event preferencing starts, you can start opting out of the drive base. Oh no, actually, I take that back. It's open now. It closes on the Tuesday before event preferencing. Go ahead, if you're a veteran team and you don't want your drive base or the black tote, opt out. Rookie teams, don't worry, this doesn't apply to you. Thursday, again, we talked about event preferencing. We haven't talked about your kit of parts yet, but we will. You get to select where you want to go pick up your kit of parts and attend kickoff. Then event preferencing, awards submission opens, virtual kit of parts opens, and then I did want to talk about this because the registration fee is due on Tuesday, November 18th at 5 p.m. So please start working on your financing now. If you are not a rookie team and you have the cash, please go ahead and register. If you are a rookie team, you and I have hopefully talked about this already on the Rookie 101 call, that you need to hold and wait for NASA to potentially give you your money. And again, if anybody has fee concerns, please reach out to me and we will work with you to see what we can do. And then the 10th of January, oh my goodness, is kickoff. So kickoff, that's when we find out what our game for the season is. And you can either attend in person or you can stream. So the links will come out for streaming. Physical locations are down at Georgia Tech again, or over at FRC Academy in Albany. So why should I go to kickoff? Well, there's workshops, there's team building, and you can pick up your kit of parts for free. So the benefit of that is that you can have your same day strategizing. If you choose to not go pick up your kit of parts, Big First is going to charge veteran teams $190 to ship it to you. Rookies, $315. And there's no guarantee of when it comes. Like there's zero guarantee. It could come that week. It could come the next week. It could get lost in transit. Nobody knows. So highly, highly, highly recommend register for kickoff at one of those two places. And if you can't get down there or up there, go ahead and talk to neighboring teams and go, hey, it's a trek. Do you want to, go together? Or, hey, can you pick up my kit for me? There's a surrogate form that you can fill out, but just again, reach out if you're concerned about getting this kit of parts, and we can help you, strategize the best way. But again, highly recommend that you go pick up your kit of parts at kickoff on the day. You can just send 2 adults to go grab it, um, and you'll have it and not worry about it. Okay, so we've talked about all these things that are coming up in the future, but it's September. And January is kickoff. It's in several months. So what do I do between now and kickoff? So attend grits. So we had a rookie 101 meeting the other night, and they were like, "What is grits?" Like my cousin Vinny, "What's a grit?" So grits is the Georgia Robotics Invitational Tournament and Showcase, which I think they made up just because they wanted to use grits as an acronym, but it works, so we'll take it. So you can participate in grits. So we already have a full roster of teams participating at grits. You can go and watch, or you can volunteer. If you click the volunteer link, it will send you to the volunteer sign-up form. Regarding spectating, so if you are a rookie team or if you have rookie students and you are not participating in grits, go ahead and send them to watch. Learning what competition is all about firsthand is way more valuable than trying to explain it or to watch it in replay videos. So grits is the replay of last year's game. So we'll be replaying Reefscape. And we have 41 teams at this time who are going to be participating. And we have amazing trophies that have been designed for us by Automation Direct. What else can you do between now and kickoff? So a lot of you probably have a lot of rookie students, or maybe you're a rookie team. Do that safety training. No long hair, your hair tied back, no dangly hoodie strings or whatever, no dangly things. This is where the cord for this dangerous tool is. If something happens, yank it. Tool training. This is an Allen wrench. This is a Phillips head. This is a flathead screwdriver. Training on tools and then how to use them. You can also do workshops at kickoff or do any other training that you might want to do. It's a great time for team collaboration, team building events, and it doesn't have to be anything expensive. You guys can arrange for like a day at a local park and just throw a frisbee around, or just build your team now, and get that collaboration going. One of the other things I did want to talk about real quick while we're talking about teams is that something that the teams that mentored my team when it got started really stressed to us was that you want to create a team and not a club. A club feels more like the knitting club or book club, where you can just show up or not show up and it doesn't really impact the greater collaborative. With robots, it's a team. If one person doesn't show up and that person has a key role, or if they are contributing to the greater team experience and they don't come, it's a detriment. So try and instill that, hey, we're a team versus a club in your students. Again, just a suggestion, but most of, if not all of the really successful teams that I've seen, not just in Georgia, but all over the world, they have the team mentality versus a club. Okay, what else can I do between now and January? So volunteer, you can do outreach. One of the things I wanted to talk about outreach, because we've got a slide about money in a little bit, is that I know that schools, when they do fundraising things, they're selling weird stuff like the cheesecake. Our middle school did cheesecake for some crazy reason. There was wallpaper or wrapping paper, just things that had nothing to do with anything. If you're going to do outreach, try and make it a bang for your buck. So perhaps you could do some sort of a STEM event that's open to the community. So one suggestion that I've given out is that during the holidays, maybe your team could host an open house. A parents' night out, a parents' night out, where you charge parents to drop off their kids for a couple hours while they wrap gifts or go shopping or just, have an eggnog by the fire sans kids. Um, you get the kid, you get to teach them about STEM, you get impact award points or things that you can put towards your impact award, and you get money and the parent wins. So it's a win-win-win and the kid has a great time. So it's a win all the way around. So think about whatever outreach you do, see if you can combine it with fundraising and impact in some fashion. Make it worth your while. There's nothing wrong with car washes, but it doesn't give you the same bang as something STEM related might do. And again, talk with your school about any permission forms that might be needed, or figure out some way to protect yourselves while you do that. Awards are coming up. I want to say awards open, I can't remember, it was just on the screen. It was either the day before Halloween or Halloween. Awards open on Halloween, and those are the ones that you can submit for. Get those, you start working on those. And then order supplies and inventory. When the starting gun kicks off, at kickoff, you don't want to be sitting there going, oh, I didn't order wires, or I don't have the right fasteners. Because you and every other person who forgot is going to be ordering it, and there's going to be either shortages or back orders, and you don't want to be in that position. So take an inventory now, see what you're going to need, get your basics under your belt, and mentally prepare. So down here, got metal? So a lot of you do know we have a material partnership with Novellus, where we have sheet aluminum available for teams for free. It lives at our Alpharetta warehouse. You need to come pick it up. And Miss Beth is not going to be lifting these things for you. So you need people who can lift heavy things. Bring gloves and a truck, because the sheets, as you can see, are 5 feet by 5 feet. Some of the pieces are cut down or can be cut down, but it's big. So it's free. You can go and click this link up here, and it will tell you how to make an appointment to come get metal. And again, collaborate with teams in your area. Maybe, 2 of you guys can go grab the metal and bring it back for, your team, their team, and others in the area. All right, other resources. These are some great things that have been shared over the years by other teams. So tell everybody that you're with FIRST. You never know who's going to give you a discount. And I am all about the discounts because robots are not cheap. Automation Direct is one of our great sponsors. They're big FIRST sponsors. They're Georgia FIRST sponsors. You'll have seen their awesome tables at competition with all of their gadgets and gizmos. They have pieces and parts for your robot. One of the other ones that I wanted to point out is MK battery. So please, please, please have more than one battery. Please have at least 2, 3, I would consider to be the minimum. Again, this is just advice. This is not a requirement. But like, how you're using maybe an electric toothbrush or something, and it just starts to fade and it's just not doing real well. You charge it up and it's like a brand new thing. Your robot's exactly the same way. You need to keep a fresh battery in it at all times in order to get the hard work and effort and money that you've put into this thing. Don't shortchange it by having a wimpy battery. So you can go pick it up in Norcross to avoid the shipping fee, because they weigh like, what, 14.5 pounds? They're heavy. All of these links, by the way, you can click on them and they will take you to those websites. Okay, again, lots of words, but I wanted to include all these because they have the links. So Mac meeting, yay, you're at this one and you're at the one at Symposium. So you got a double right there. Awesome. We have Mac meetings once a month up until February. So be on the lookout in the Peach Press for when those are happening. Kickoff, Georgia FIRST website, the kit of parts. We talked about the physical kit of parts that you're going to pick up at kickoff, but you also get a virtual kit of parts. And the date that opens was back on that save the date slide. So you can see, when that opens. Coach 1 and 2 are the ones who can access that with the passwords that you'll receive, but they have like Automation Direct usually offers something. It's like a gift certificate, like $30, $50, something like that. There's free software. There's a lot of awesome stuff in there. So please take advantage of that. First choice, I am not going to go into first choice right now because it will take way too long, but there are program changes. There used to be 2 rounds of first choice and then open ordering. That has changed. There's just 1 round of ordering. It starts at kickoff and then that ends, and then open ordering starts after that. So go ahead, click on the link, and you can learn about the program changes. Chief Delphi, really not going to talk about that other than along with the Facebook groups, and there's a Slack group for mentors. Those are not official information sources. So anything that you hear, see, read, whatever on these resources is not official. It has to come from Big First or Georgia First for it to be gospel. Just please keep that in mind. For those of you who are wondering, how do I build this robot? So you got the challenge and we're like, oh my gosh, my robot needs to throw a frisbee. That's been done before. My robot needs to climb a rope. That's been done before. But let's see how these crazy college people do it. So they have robot in 3 days, RI3D. So this link will take you to a couple of robot in 3 days. So they will go ahead and instead of using 7 weeks to build a robot, they will do it in 3 days. They'll break down the strategy that they use and how they build it and their reasoning behind it. So it's a good resource to kind of as a check for what you might be thinking. WPI Library also has great information from zero to robot. Like how do I get this going? The game page, lots of information. And I did want to talk about this programming resources part right down here. So we get the game at kickoff. We spend time analyzing the game, figuring out how are we going to score? Like, what is the best way to get points? What is the, in the perfect world, how are we going to get the most points? You analyze the game, you do your prototyping, and then, only then, do you start building. So while your builders are building, electrical's sitting around, programming sitting around, because they can't work on the robot because it's not built yet. So the builders do their robot. Then they turn it over to electrical, and electrical is like, okay, I'm going to do my thing. Programming is like, I can't do anything yet. The solve for that is that these 2 little kits, XRP and Romy, you can create, and I think they're under $150. You can buy these little robot kits, and they're the size of like little Lego things. It's maybe the size of a, I don't know, like softball, grapefruit, something to that size. And your programmers can be programming it as if it was the big bot while they're still building it and still working it out. So this is, if you have the resources to be able to grab one of these, it's really a great way to optimize your season. One other quick thing is that, okay, so build programming or build electrical programming. You need to leave time for your drivers to drive and learn how to drive it. And I've given this analogy before, but it's so true. If I hand you the keys to a Ferrari and you get in and you don't know how to drive a stick, it's a really pretty car that just sits there. So please leave time in your planning schedule to schedule driver training so that your drivers learn how to drive this incredible robot that you've built. Okay, a couple of the other resources we have are our DE centers, formerly known as Destination Einstein. There are 4 of them throughout the state, and they are full-size fields that are set up around the state, and they have the field elements on there. So you've built your robot and you want to test it out. You can take it, you make an appointment, take it to one of these 4 sites, and you can test it out on a real field and see how everything works. So that the first time that you're seeing a field is not when you're at competition and you're like, oh, I really didn't understand how this thing interacted with this other thing, and that changes our design. School-based teams can also go to either the Gwinnett or Forsyth DE fields, but they are not part of the Georgia First DE fields. But wait, there's more. This is the financial support that I was talking about. So again, lots of little words, but there's a fundraising toolkit, which actually has come a long way since um, when they first launched it. It's come a long way. So they do have some interesting things in there. Team management resources, the sponsorships and grants. So sponsorships and grants are out there. I know there's BAE, John Deere, the NASA grant just opened for my rookie teams and second year teams. And rookie teams, please know, do not pay your registration fee until you find out if you got the NASA grant. The NASA grant is not hard to fill out. It's relatively easy. If you have any questions about it, let me know and I can help walk you through it. And that's just like any of the other grants. Hey, I don't know how to answer this question. Any advice? Just give me a shout and we can help figure it out together. Um, Again, share with any potential sponsors, what are you raising the money for? And there's a sample budget there. Robots are not inexpensive, but it's so worth it. And again, the fundraising activities making it a win-win. We've only got like 8 minutes left, but I wanted to take a look at this real quick. So I was studying this and I'm like, okay, so they've got 25 here. This looks like a screw, but maybe not. Um, Interesting. So this is our rebuilt season. Are you guys ready for it? So I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I am going to just say that it's rebuilt. Rebuilt. And I looked at that logo. I'm like, interesting. Re. And then I was watching Recode from FTC. And I'm like, those little green and purple balls look really familiar to me. And and then in that logo, there was something that looked like bricks. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, please, heaven forbid that we repeat anything from the game that shall not be named. Um, from 2015. Hopefully, we're not stacking anything. But anyway, take a look at it. It's fun to kind of brainstorm and see if you can figure out what kind of little hints Big First has planned for you. So I have not been looking at the Q&A, but if you have a question, I think you're able to raise your hand and I can unmute you and we can chat. No questions. I guess we just did a really good job with this. Um, one session that I would like to draw your attention to, actually two sessions. So the next session, which could be very helpful for my teams. Oh, I'll get to you in just one sec, Barry. One other session that could be very helpful for school-based teams that have to go along with the CTSO program, and you've got your program of work. Ms. Sinclair from the Department of Education is going to be talking at 3 o'clock about the program of work and I know it's complicated. So any questions that you might have can hopefully be answered by her at that time. Let me see. Let's see if I can figure out how to unmute you. Barry, I think you can unmute. Okay, what's your question?
Back when we were looking at the slide, First Coach Mentor Resources, you mentioned registering as a mentor or as a parent and then shooting you over an email just to give you a heads up.
Yes.
I'm a parent. I didn't quite get that email that we should, what is your email?
It's actually pretty easy. It is L Hatch, HATCH at GAFirst.org. And it's on the very first slide of this presentation as well.
Fantastic. Also, the presentation itself, like the slides themselves,
Yes,
how do we get those slides?
I will be sharing those with you.
Oh, fabulous.
So there is if you look on the Georgia First website,
Yep.
and at the very top, it'll say resources, and click news and resources. There will be a tile for the MAC meetings, and I will post this MAC meeting under there.
Sounds great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? No, awesome. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Um, I can't wait to see you. For those of you who are attending grits, I can't wait to see you. And for those of you that I have to wait a little bit longer, I will see you during our rebuilt season on the field. So thank you so much for being with us. Arav, if you would do what you need to do at this time, I'd appreciate that.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. So I think stop the recording and then